So we've seen, like you said, Lubin's doing the Ethereum treasury play. We've seen a few, obviously Justin Sun was talking about the Tron treasury play. We're going to see more and more ETFs coming out on L1s. How many more L1 ETFs do you think we'll see this year?
I think you can see a lot.
A lot.
I think everyone's going to look at that. And I think while the Bitcoin narrative itself will tire a little bit, even though it's a good asset, it's more like, unless you're buying $1 billion, nobody's going to pay attention, right? And then you see this with altcoins coming as well. So I think we're going to see sort of altcoin season somewhat be also stimulated. But again, not all of them, right? I just wanted to make this distinction that there is institutional altcoin, right? And then there's everything else altcoin, right?
And you are almost by definition institutional altcoin. We
would classify as institutional. Exactly. And also the token.
The ultimate index.
Correct, right? But also the way that we look at the rest of the ecosystem as well is say, look, Solana and Ethereum and Ton, these will be considered institutional altcoins. Everything else that sits below, who knows, right? And doesn't mean you can't graduate to it, but you want to graduate into that. And eventually, and this is about market sophistication and financial literacy, which again is a part of the whole Web3 thesis. As you become more financially literate, you will no longer classify them simply as Bitcoin and altcoins, right?
Yeah.
And eventually we'll be able to tier them as we should, in these type of categories, right? And also the use cases are also getting better because before, we talked about the killer use cases being stable coins and of course, holding Bitcoin and, maybe gaming. But what we're doing with Open Campus, for instance, with student loans on chain, that to me is an incredible killer use case for crypto. So many students in the world need good student loans. Interest rates are crazy. DeFi basically can sort of reduce your interest cost, actually make it better, faster, cheaper, which is what crypto typically does. It onboards students essentially into the world of
how do you get out of a rat race? How do you create wealth not only for yourself, but also for the generations to come after?
I am absolutely amazed with the quality of companies that we're getting exposure to.
We go on to Zoom calls with the innovators and the folks who are building new applications in metaverse, blockchain, artificial intelligence, decentralized finance.
What's going on, everybody? Thumbs up if you can see me.
We are focusing on early stage investment.
And the quality of people that we're getting exposure to, whether it be Dan Tapiero with 1RT, Jason Ma from Open, Yat Siu from Animoca.
It's been a phenomenal experience thus far. It has far exceeded my expectations.
We are focusing on cutting edge technologies.
I view it now as the best investment I've ever made. The upside I view is unlimited.
And as a retail investor, I would never get this exposure anywhere else outside of Investment Club.
See you in the Investment Club.
Of crypto, because they got to start paying off their loan maybe in crypto. They have a wallet. That means they have a digital identity with something like Mochaverse. That means also they can start to sort of receive airdrops for campaigns, maybe pay off their loans, do activity, add value into the ecosystem, right? And most people ignore the fact that student loans is a $3.3 trillion global market. Okay. If you take 10% of that and put that on chain, which is currently not super efficient, you're essentially tripling DeFi globally. So you can see there's so many other opportunities. And again, at Animoca, that's what we're looking for. We're looking for, the moonshots and the big ideas that can really alter the space amongst all the other things that we do. And so far we had a pretty good track record in doing it as a category, in everything that we've been investing in. And for since 2021, we've been posting 9-digit revenues, from some of the biggest, most difficult crisis periods and continue to do so. And I think therefore it does make sense for us to ultimately be a public company that I think the stock market can appreciate better, in large part also because, we're much more institutional.
And does that come in the States?
Stay tuned for that.
Stay tuned. Okay.
Yes.
So like you said, you said in so many words, you have all the downsides of a public company now without the upside.
That's right.
And you were once a public company. So it's very, very different than really any entity in Web3.
And also if you're an L1, L2, it doesn't make sense for you to be a public company. Maybe a treasury play makes sense, but really you're running as a foundation or you're running as an L1, L2, run as a token ecosystem. So I think it's very different from what we do. We generate yield from the assets, right?
Yeah.
A foundation doesn't do that, right? That's more essentially asset appreciation to the potential of the growth of the network.
Hey, I know investing in crypto is scary. It takes a real leap of faith. because there are so many scams, rug pulls, and bad actors out there. It's a dangerous business, which is why 95% of people lose all their money. Well, that's why I created the London Real Investment Club, so you can access the hottest deals on the planet and use the crypto bull market to create the generational wealth that you deserve. Join my team of over 100 people from around the world that are making millions of dollars behind the scenes investing in blockchain, AI, Web3 games, DeFi, Bitcoin, and more. Don't miss out. Click the link below to book a call with one of my team now. But hurry, this bull market will end soon.
I know investing in crypto can be scary. That's why you gotta join the investment club. Pull the trigger. Let's do this.